Hello, welcome back everybody. It's time to conclude the final Spire campaign, or Fallen Spire campaign rather, one way or another. Now we're here in Iris. I had a really hard time, was not making any progress on this session, replayed it a few times. So what I decided to do is wait for the broken golem wave that was coming, which compared to the Fallen Spire ones ended up being a joke, and overall this actually probably wasn't a good idea. I'll get into why for that. But I just finished cleaning that up. The latest Fallen Spire wave and the broken golem wave hit shortly after it. And now I've got my fleet heading back into Elpis, where, let's not waste any time, we're going to get this thing built. Build the transceiver. The order is given. And we'll get into why I have these martyrs down here in just a bit. Let's go on it. Oh, we've got a new journal. Alright. Let's see what we've got there. And as soon as we start building it, you can see that we get 34 ships. Okay. 15,000 strength. That's less than what we've handled before. That's not too bad. Exron the 7th and Lumen, child of Tellus, thank you for beginning upon this path, for taking this risk. It is a risk we take together. The machine comes. I prepare myself for battle. And I like the simplicity of that. He's not really doing a whole lot here, other than it's a very simple statement, not overly flowery, just here we go. Let's get ready for it. And sort of let's just center up. One other thing that I did to give myself more time is I read up on how the exowaves are generated. I thought they came from originally from exogalactic wormholes. They don't. They come from warp gates. So what I did is, it looks like a bunch of them have come in here. What I did is I came in. Let's see, where's Utapau? Looks like they've just showed up. You can see we've got the command station here, but we don't have a warp gate because I've got rid of those. The idea is they have to be generated somewhere else. So I took out the ones that were then 2 hops. Utapau, V-Date, and then Karen. And so these have now been generated and come in here. But that just gives us a little bit more time. Now this definitely looks like the worst part of it. So let's be aggressive and send our fleet that way. Get them into Iris first, then we'll see what happens. Alright, let's, yeah, they're going to come this way. Whoops. Gah. Should have paused there for a bit. Okay, a bunch of these are going to come into Frezenzin. Well, let's pound this part. So yeah, this is not a whole lot of fun, but we're doing a lot of damage to them. Okay, let's slow down just a bit here. Nobody's in Elpis yet. The majority of the force is here. So let's just stay here. And generally speaking, I think we're doing a pretty good job at keeping any of the big guns from getting into Elpis. None of our golems are doing too bad. Let's move out here a little bit. You can see the botnet doing a reasonably good job here. Alright. Now that that's pretty much cleared up. Got a bunch at... Oh, they got through to Eugenia. Some of them want to head over that way. Okay, it's pretty clear how that's going to end up. So we've got to chase and get back to Sindai. Cato Nemoidia under attack. We may have to rebuild that if they can't hold off whatever's in there. Oh, and destroyed, and now we've got energy problems. Fantastic. This is actually, I've had things go better than that. But alright, the transceiver's been completed. What do we have in here? Just a Zenith Mark V. Mostly damaged. Yeah, it's down 2%. Okay, that's going to be fine. We're going to move back in here now and try to rebuild. What do we have in here? A flagship and a Zenith. So we took out most of them. Back into there, rebuild that. If we can, rebuild Papagena. Okay. Transceiver completed. From Dr. Michael Davidson. Commander, the exogalactic transceiver is complete. Been watching the skies for a long time, Commander, and I've never seen radiation like that. From what the Spire tell me, it will take some time to reestablish the intergalactic channels of communication and transit. During this time, we are in grave peril, as there is simply no way the AI does not know what we are doing. This is a flare-lit tip-off, Commander, and the AI is not stupid. At this stage, if it truly comes down to it, we need only protect Home Command and the transceiver itself. One way or the other, this war should be over soon. Matters quite a bit which way it ends up being, so... Now, we are still rebuilding stuff in Camilla from an earlier attack, so we don't have quite the full complement of frigates. These are gradually coming back up. And another thing to notice about this is that we're starting to get the new Spire wave coming in. And the attacks we get during the transceiver, they're Fallen Spire exo waves, but they keep escalating, and they ramp up very, very quickly. So you do not, once it's announced, you do not have a lot of time to get everything in order. I'm just bringing back the ships here, as many of them as we can get. I'm also keeping our 3 slower golems here, because I want them to just hang around. And that way, moving between systems will be faster, because these are only all go 44, and we got 56 or better for everything else. So just the Black Widow Golem is going to go with our main force. I did originally try to split up the force, but that didn't work very well. And you look at this. 150 ships, over 110,000 strength. That's by far the biggest that we've seen. So, and actually I don't want to hang around and wait for it. Again, there's not much in V8, not much in Utapau, not much in Karen, because we cleared those out, but there's some amounts everywhere. And what I want to do here is just be proactive. By far the most is in Strix Nebulosa. So I want to send my fleet there, at least to Thisbe, and hopefully on there. Just want to intercept some of it so I can take out some of it before. I want to thin it out before it gets to us. There we go. And here they are on their way. So we'll just try to blockade this. Knock out as much of this as we can. And here comes the big group. Right there. And this is going to be painful. Now let's pause for a second, see where we're at. They've got a bunch in Thisbe. There's quite a bit in Iris as well. Yeah, and a bunch of that's going to come into Elpis. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hope that our golems in there can knock out a bunch of this. I'm going to wait just a minute and then I'll release the wasps. I need to eliminate some of this before I go back, I think. So there's a lot of this kind of thing going on. And oh good, we've got all of our Nine-Zul friends. Well, they're going to take a bunch of casualties, but all of the attack that you're going to get is going to help. And of course we've got massive slowdown happening here. Alright. Now I think I've waited too long. Yep, here comes a bunch in here. Okay. Unload. And then we're going to hope that all of you can hold this off. Because if you can't, we're dead. We lost... Oh, we lost this command station. Oh well. Don't care. Let's move in a little bit closer. Alright, we've got some stuff very damaged. The Black Widow's in trouble. Matter of fact, I want to send the Black Widow back. Hopefully I can keep it alive. Everybody else fights sort of a delaying action. Okay. So now let's go back here. And you see all of this stuff. Oh my, I think we're late. 2,000 attack. Yeah, 1,000 ships. I think we're late. I think I waited a little bit too long. Let's move our golems out here a bit. And okay, we just came in, so let's just sort of move about here. I think our Black Widow golem is gone, but we're not going to really worry too much about that at the moment. All of these siege towers, of course, capable of doing very bad things. Okay, well, we saved the homeworld, so that's a thing. The Black Widow golem is gone, but frankly, in this kind of a battle, it's helpful. It doesn't matter that much. We lost a couple cruisers. Our dreadnought's still okay. Our battleships took a hit, but they're still okay. Didn't actually lose any. So what do we have now? Oh, a bunch of them on Sindai. They're going to take that out. And Papagena and Ceres. Okay. Didn't realize how many had gone through there. Well, guess where we're going again? It's Papagena. I mean, we don't care about that until we get rid of everything in this vicinity. And Papagena's destroyed. We arrived in Sindai possibly just soon enough? Yes, it looks like we did. Okay, everything's okay here. We're going to get all of these ships going, and yeah, we got to try to route around to Papagena and anywhere else, just sort of put out fires here. Alright, so here's the situation in Papagena. We arrived there a little over a minute afterwards, and not a whole lot's going on here. They just got a couple regen golems, several siege towers of high marks, some other starships, some Zenith, including Mark 5s, some Guardians. Oh, and yeah, a couple Hunter Killers. You know, nothing important. So we're just going to move our way in, and let's work on those Hunter Killers, which have their own marks. That's a Mark 2. I don't feel like letting that escape. So I'm going to focus in on that. You can see all this in here is a disaster. All of our Spire stuff is down. Yuck, 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 yuck. Come on. Go get it before it escapes. It goes to NHO. We're just going to lose NHO. So I'm trying to get everything over here. Come on. Nope, didn't make it. Well, let's at least take out this stuff. There's another Hunter Killer. That's the second one. Okay, that one's gone. We got regen golems and siege towers. We can try to rebuild in here and go chase down those other ships in NHO if we can. What's going on in there? Yeah. They're coming down in here, and we're probably going to be in a whole lot of trouble. Although, that Hunter Killer is down to, what, 22%? They've got Zenith ships. It may survive this. Probably not. So about a couple minutes later, they did just barely take out NHO. We've got stuff in there to rebuild when it's necessary. Papagena is starting to come back online. We're continuing to build up again in Camilla. And our fleet is a little bit down from where it was. Not horribly, though. And this just popped up a few seconds ago. It's already at 74%. And we're about to get hit with another wave. How fun! Let's see how big this one is. And here we go. Oh my, 174 ships. Little over 130,000 strength. Now, I'm just going to say, on the several times that I've tried this, This is actually the smallest I've seen this wave be. But obviously it's still going to be a very serious problem for us. Now, let's see where they're coming. They just took out Herculina with a normal wave, which is all kinds of embarrassing. I really can't mess with that. Threat. Titania, Laetitia, Saturn. I'm going to head for Thisbe and try to head off the bunch in Laetitia. We could go anywhere. They're about the same. They spawn from several different locations. But let's head there. And here we go again. Once more with feeling. So once again, I'm going to try to blockade, take out as many of these as we can. Now, obviously an issue is this time we don't have all those wasps to cover us. We've got some, but not a great deal. And we're going to lose some crew. Oh, there's a hunter-killer there right in the middle. Isn't that beautiful? Come on, take it out. We're taking out lots of other stuff. Not that one. Okay, and this time I don't want to wait as long. We've got a bunch in Iris. Not a whole lot left in here. Yeah, let's go back. Let's most definitely go back. Dreadnought, 3 battleships still alive. Please heal us fast. Oh, we're going to need it. And let's see what's going on over here. Yeah, we haven't been able to build anymore because we're trying to reconstruct all of our situations down that way. And here they're starting to come in from Iris. And I just want to meet them out this way. And see what we can do here. Now, the sheer force of this... Yeah. Now I'm going to bring in the Martyrs. And I went with these because I think they're better than the hardened or the armored. Like, if we look at the Armored Warhead Mark III, 50,000. You know, it can do 25 million damage. And then one of these, 45,000. It's capable of 15 million damage. But the key thing about these is you don't have the timer when you rebuild them. AI progress we don't really particularly care about. And these do damage, it says, even those that are immune to area damage, they can hit. All of that is very nice. And I'm just going to start sending these at these waves to try to thin them out enough for us to survive. So, let's start with that one. And once it gets nice over in here, we simply scrap it. Oh, there's a nice little chunk. You know what? Let's send another one up this way. And see if they can fight off the rest of this. Well, yeah, that's still a lot of stuff getting close. Maybe we throw one more up in here. It didn't move. I didn't get the orders right. Okay. And that should be good enough. Scrap you. Okay, now we're going to hope that this can help finish everything off. And alright, we do only have the 2 of them left. So I'm going to send one up this way. And let's see. Yeah, that should do it. Wasp starting to go to work again. Home command station under attack. Let's see. We have energy. Plenty of energy. That's not the problem. We've too much stuff blown up. Looks like, oh my goodness, we've lost a bunch of stuff here, and I don't know why or how. Lost another martyr in an explosion. Probably area effect explosion. Just trying to press in as much as we can. Keep them away by any means necessary, any means possible. Oh, looks like we might have actually done it. Well, as painful as that was, this is the farthest I've gotten. This is the closest I've gotten on this to making it happen, and we're over halfway there. Now, one thing I have no idea about, as we look into all this mess, is how did all of my golems and munitions boosters and whatnot, how did all this end up down here? Because I didn't intentionally send them there, and you think, well, maybe they used their translocator Spirecraft. Well, just take a look at this force field, for example. It's immune to that. Probably some of the golems are, too, if I look at them. Yeah, they're immune to translocation, so that's not what it was. What were they running away from and why? That's a big question. I have no idea what the answer to that is. I had, at this point, because I had played forward further, I had had a total disaster. I had my whole Spire fleet wiped out, and the next Fallen Spire wave just annihilated me, and frankly it would have annihilated me even if I didn't have my Spire fleet wiped out. That's how strong it was. Much stronger than the one we just saw. But after I had edited that video and uploaded it and accepted the defeat, I realized there's some things I can do differently. There's some things I can do better, even from this point, with, 14 plus minutes left, to preserve my fleet and give myself at least a less hopeless situation. It may still be hopeless. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can pull this off, but there's going to be a lot of, specific movements that I'm going to need to make and being really precise to try to pull this out in the second half of the battle. And so I'm going to split that off. I'm going to cut this video off here and proceed with that in the next one. There's definitely a lot of things I could have done better earlier in the campaign, as I've learned, as I've looked up some stuff out of the Fallen Spire and people's advice and etc. as I have been hammering against this wall of these Fallen Spire waves right here at the very end, trying to defend the transceiver. But I'm going to do the best I can to pull this effort out of the fire. Not sure if I can do it. We'll have to see. So that'll be coming up next time. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. More AI war, and I'd like to say the conclusion, but you never know. Or at least get a lot closer to the conclusion, coming up next.